Hello! Welcome to DGA Live. I did it. That was really funny. There were 12 seconds left on the countdown, and I just got some things in. What's up, Tex? Hello, happy Friday. We have some exciting stuff happening, which I am actually just posting as we speak. I figured the world should all know at the same time. What did I do with it? There it is. Okay. Okay, and without further ado, I am posting this right now. Go and check that out. Go find it on Instagram and or Facebook. We just released the image, the teaser image of a new disc that's coming. A limited edition disc. It's going to be on a couple fun discs that you guys have seen before, but to commemorate Katrina's dominant win at the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championships. 2 discs coming with the same artwork. It's going to be very, very fun. Can you guys see and hear me okay? Let me know. I'm going to drop this link in the book. Oh, okay. What's up, Michael and Ed? Hey, you got it. Sounds great. All right, perfect. I'm going to drop this in DGA all day. Somebody go. Hey, look, we have a guest. Get out of here. Get out of here. You didn't pay to be in here. That is crazy. He likes the mic. All right. What did I miss? Okay, thank you, Ed. Thank you, Billy. Hey, welcome, Billy. Good to see you. I feel like it's been a minute. It's either been a minute or I'm just really bad at paying attention to the chat. Yeah, so let me put it in here. Now that you guys have seen it on socials, check this out. Boom. The Katrina Allen, not only on her favorite putter, the D-Line Steady BL, but also a pretty rare drop, the Pro-Line Flex Steady BL. Some of you remember those from Ledgestone last year, the special blend. Those were Pro-Line Flex Steady BLs. Gonna be amazing. Very excited. Now, obviously, these are just artists' renderings. I'm the artist. So these are my renderings. Hey, what's up, Nasser? So actual disc stamp color, foils, etc. may vary slightly, but this is just to give you an idea what's coming. More details will be posted next week. Congratulations, Katrina. Man, was that exciting to watch her take down the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship. So, of course, we're going to run a couple discs to commemorate her win. You can see that's actually one of the iconic photos from the event. The drawing there on the disc, the artwork. And then you can see Katrina's personal logo behind her there with 2022 Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Champion across the banner on the bottom. So when you see those out, please get some. Support Katrina, and, you know, it's a commemorative thing. So they're not going to be run again. It's okay. You don't need to say but, Nasser. You can say and. We say and around here. You're happy for her and you'd love a premium steady. No shame. Yes, it's going to be very fun. We'll put that back up on here for people who trickle in later in the show. But wanted to start off the top by saying, wow. And it's been a lot of fun to work on. It was obviously an honor to see Katrina with our logo on her shirt and throwing our discs and just dominating. We need Kat, Marweed, and Tyler in a game of DGA. Yeah, but how would you... So maybe get Luke back for that, Scott. And then we could have the same thing. So it's Kat and Andrew would be their own team individually. And then Luke and I would play a doubles team again. Think we could hang? Does anybody think we could hang, by the way? I mean, there is precedent now, right? There's no arguing that, Luke and I were able to hang with the world's best putter. Significant amount of luck involved with that. I'll be the first to say it. There were several moments where Luke and I were both whispering to each other off camera, like, that was a really good putt for me. Like, that is not normal, but it made it fun. Yeah, it was an exciting afternoon. And Andy's just he's every bit as like kind and generous as you expect him to be from watching him in video. So then when he like comes at you with some like little line, it just makes it delightful. Like, there's nobody I'd rather get roasted by more. Maybe Trevor. I don't know. For the same reasons, though. People who are just so nice constantly as their default and just like generous and kind. Like when they start to tease you, like that, you're like, thank you so much. I feel honored by this. Oh, man. Yeah, no, that would actually be really fun. I would love to do that, Scott, if we're ever in the same place at the same time. It actually ended up that with me and Andrew's schedules didn't really coincide too much. We had to make a couple of them happen with trips, like flying out to California or me driving up to Delwood. R.I.P. Ed. Sorry, too soon. But yeah, in terms of meeting up with him at Masters or DDO or something like that that's close to me or close to him, we weren't able to do. We got a lot of content made for what we had opportunities to do, but overall, I think hopefully next year we have even more chances to get together and to make stuff. The world needs to know, honestly. I need to just a 1 hour practice session with no edits of that man putting would be truly inspirational stuff. But speaking of putting, Katrina Allen and her D-line BLs at the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship. I mean, the word inspiring gets thrown around a lot, but she made so many I saw an interesting stat, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but she was the number one in the whole tournament for the bounce back stat on UDisc. And if I'm right, I'm remembering that as the one where you birdie immediately after a bogey, like the very next hole you get a birdie. She had more of those than anybody else. And I feel like we saw that a couple times. I mean, probably most notably her putt on hole 8. It's uphill. It's up into the, higher chains. It swings back out. It rolls down the hill to 20, 25 feet or something. Just her ability to just move on, drain the putt, and get on with the round. She did that over and over and over and didn't let anything faze her. That's a scary Katrina to play against. I'm guessing for the rest of the competitors. Well, I know. I've competed against her twice, and we're 1-1. And it was fair as well. Totally fair. Glad she's not in the chat right now, but it was totally fair. But no, when Katrina gets locked in and she was just confident, and you could just tell like she is going to win this tournament. Her putt on 17, man, very fun. Very fun stuff. So again, in case you missed it at the top of the show, to commemorate that win, we are going to be releasing 2 different discs with some special artwork specifically for that win. On the D-Line Steady BL, which is what Katrina's been putting with, and then also a little bit more of a rare plastic, the Proline Flex Steady BL. Great driving putter, by the way. In case any of you missed on the Ledgestone putter, the Proline Flex putters that we did before, fantastic driving putter. Second to none. You get the premium plastic feel, which I know some people, that's probably a split camp between people who like driving with a base like the hand feel of a base plastic putter, to people who prefer something that feels a little more like a driver, premium plastic, in other words. But if you are in that second camp, then this is for you. I feel like the special blends had a touch less Oh no, Katrina Allen, wait a second. I actually just said literally 3 minutes ago, I'm so glad she's not in the chat, because I was saying some lies about our personal competitions. I said they weren't rigged and it was fair, and we're 1-1. And then followed that up with, glad she's not here to challenge those claims. Katrina, there we go. It's going to be amazing. Yes, Nasser, the Proline Flex BL is just a touch less stable off the tee than a DLBL. So fantastic. You can bag both of these. When they come out, I do recommend that you get at least a couple of each, whether you're a fan of one or the other. For one thing, it's a commemorative limited edition item. But for another, you can bag both of these. If you're not going to hang these on your wall, you can have them both in your bag, and they're very complementary of each other, for sure. Scott Kesey's in the chat. Man, what a day. There's just like a bunch of celebs here. We got some team members. We got some co-workers. We got some world champions. We've got Katrina, who's currently 1-1 in the Most Fun Wins series. Katrina coming off a big loss in the second installment of Most Fun Wins. This probably felt pretty good to, bounce back and get a big win. Guaranteed. Katrina's sitting there thinking, did I make a video with Tyler? Aaron, yes, you don't. You look at this. Don't do that to yourself, man. Of course you do. Everyone does, but especially you. You're Aaron Mayhew 2.0. You're the improved. If you had come in here and made a comment as Aaron Mayhew, I probably would have been like, yeah, you're right, man. You don't. But the 2.0, absolutely you do. Of course. Matthew. That's right, Sep. Yes. Well, there are actually 3 different kinds. So they are complementary, meaning they work well together. They complete each other. They're also complementary, meaning when you throw them, you tend to get a lot of positive comments from your card mates. Compliments, in other words. Like, wow, what was that? Or, oh my gosh, I've never seen a disc fly that straight for that long. Wow, you're so significant to me right now. And then they're also complimentary in that they're free. They're all free. You just have... No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get your hopes up. I just really wanted that wordplay, but they're two different kinds of complimentary, not that third one. We might give one away though. I'm not saying we won't. But I haven't been authorized, you know. Maybe when we announce the launch date, we'll do some sort of an event. I'm going to have to talk to the GM at DGA about this idea. Honestly, it's a little out there. The thought of giving away one of these limited edition discs to potentially hype the launch. I don't know. What do you guys think? Seems risky to me. Seems like one of my riskier ideas. As opposed, please tell me one of you saw DGA's lower third in the coverage of the Tour Championship so far. Anyone? I don't do this all the time, but yes, this time just looking for just a little bit of validation. I know you guys think that I do that all the time. I promise I don't. But on this one, just a little. You want a blue name with the wrench by it? That's funny, actually. In the DGA chat, it's often mostly wrenches. Our team really shows up. Speaking of the Tour Championship, Katrina does start tomorrow in the semifinals. I actually haven't. We were watching earlier. Andrew just missed the cut by a few strokes. So, on that note, Andrew, congratulations on a stellar season. Incredible play. Congratulations again on getting first in overall season stats for C1X and C1. Way to get in to qualify for the Tour Championship in and of itself is a really big accomplishment, and he played really well. That course looks so hard. But either way, congrats on the official end of your season now, Andrew. Katrina has got one last dance, which starts tomorrow. Let's see. Am I getting this right? I believe so. FPO semifinals. Yes, that is tomorrow. And Katrina had a bye to the semifinals, and she is a 3 seed. So she will be, which again, said another way, if she ties with anyone other than 2 of the women that she's playing against, she will advance. Ties will go to her as the higher seed. Super fun format, by the way. Who's been watching the whole thing? If I'm honest, I've watched enough to see our ads play and watched some of Andrew. Any word on a new mold coming out? Scott, would you just be great? Just listen. Look at this. Look at this. Scott. Look. This is the new. This is the exciting. We're giving you a Proline Flex Steady BL and a DLBL with the commemorative artwork from Katrina's win at the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship. Okay, so that's the new. You can't let that go. But 3 minutes is not enough time, Scott, until you start asking me about the next thing. This is the thing. I'm going to show it to you again. And maybe you're picking up in maybe my tone is making it seem like I'm offended or frustrated at that question. And I can tell you, nothing could be further from the false. I am offended. So how dare you? Wait like 10 minutes maybe, and then we can start talking future stuff. We haven't even gotten to a release date for this one. Oh my gosh, and wait, do any of you have Midnight Flyer Quakes on the way? Oh, wait. Wow. That's a whole other conversation. All right, let's get into it. Because if you do, you've cheated. There are some pre-orders that I've seen, which I think is great. But there is somebody who is actually going ahead and selling them now, which is not super great. So if you're watching and that's you, slap on the wrist. Please respect the global launch dates. I have seen a lot of people already getting those. I wasn't, big mad about it. I wasn't big mad. I just when I saw those, I was like, wait, what? And you do that thing where you check the date, and then it was just a big eye roll. There's no way that, because we put that, all over the email and the order for it. There's no way that somebody doesn't know that we're doing that, but what can you do? We're honored that people want to sell our plastic. We are thrilled with the robust dealer network that we have. It's just really hard sometimes to get everybody on the same page. A lot of loose cannons out there, and the loosest of which are on eBay. No, see, Sep's trying to find him now so we can go order some. He's like, wait, who's doing that? I'm so mad about this with you. Tell me where I can find them and send me the link so I can send them a scathing email and maybe pick up a few. No, the Midnight Flyer Quake will be launching at your local retailer and on discgolf.com soon. You don't have long to wait. It's the 20th, so only 6 days from now. But a couple may have slipped through the cracks. And I love the pre-order idea, honestly. When I see that pop up, I'm like, oh, that's a really great idea. And I think that's really smart, and it's a win-win for everybody. Oh, man. It's just business. But we've only got 30 minutes left of it for the week, at least for me. 30 minutes left of business, and then a weekend's worth of working on the basement. That's true, Sep. We're not promised tomorrow. That's very profound. Yeah, it made me laugh more than anything. So those are coming. Actually, I have I think I still have that image in here. Oh, yeah. Super, super fun. Very glowy. And the different colored ones are fun, too, because they kind of glow different colors than what you'd think. But there's also just the classic, white, green glow that you can get as well. So those will be here soon. Katrina's commemorative putters. We'll be announcing more details on those next week. So we're doing stuff, guys. We just restocked Undertows, which, by the way, I've been throwing this more lately. It is so fun. I really hope some of you took me up on my call last week to pick up some of those, because we have so many discs in our lineup that I just describe as pure fun to people, kind of like the Vortex. The Undertow's a different gear of fun. The Undertow would be considered by some as less of a specialized disc. And what do I mean by that? Less of a particular arm speed or particular scenario. Now, don't get me wrong. There are lots of scenarios in which you can use the Undertow. Let's go through 4 off the top of my head. Giant tailwind bombs. Uphill, full power throws. Fan grip, half power throws. if you really want to hit a line, and any kind of roller that you want to put it on. Not buy until glow quake time. Okay, nice. The new Rogue run, yes, perfect stability. I've got one in my bag, but I need to. You know what I need to? What I'm gonna do, Nasser? I'm gonna take the pipeline and the Tempest, and maybe even the Hurricane out of my bag for a couple rounds, and just put in Rogues and Undertows, and just make myself learn those a little bit better. I'd love to get a little more acquainted with them. But I do find when I'm playing, and you know how competitive I am, of course. You kind of want to go with the disc when you're actually out on a course, and I don't do a ton of field work anymore, so that would be a good way to make myself learn those. Just go all Rogue and Undertow, Torrent, of course. That'd be a pretty solid driver setup, honestly. Hypercane, Torrent, Rogue, Undertow, Vortex. I'm doing it. Aaron says, yes. Thank you, Aaron. Which, again, probably wouldn't have meant anything to me without the 2.0. I'd be like, who is this clown trying to rate my ideas? But coming from you, that's significant. You're basically doing that now. Tempests and Rogues. Okay. So you're like those are your distance drivers, you mean? Tempests and Rogues? Not bagging any Hurricanes, Torrents, Sails? That is a good idea. I'm totally doing that. By the way, we made a couple videos. I think we actually were talking about this last week on live. I didn't get quite as far on them as I would have liked this week, meaning I didn't get any distance on them at all because of other things that came up. But we recorded a upshot tutorial with Ali Smith and a spin putting tutorial with the Ben Sorensen. And both of them were very fun. I was kind of the clown that they were teaching how to get good. And of course, I didn't expect anything out of myself, but they're such good teachers that in both cases, I walked away with a pretty significant improvement, from the information that they were giving me and the suggestions they were offering. I walked away from each of those tutorials like, wow, that was actually really, really helpful. So I'm very excited to have you guys see those. Aaron, that's amazing. That's amazing. Nice work. All right. Aaron Mayhew 2.0. I like it. I'm about 1.3. I'm not like completely reformed, but I'm a lot better than I used to, not specifically with alcoholism, just in general. Tyler Brickley 1.3. I should change my username places to just you just kind of are updating people subtly. Just with the timeline of your genesis as a good human being. We should have that system. I know a lot of 0.75s. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be nice to know, especially like when you're commenting back and forth on Facebook, you're like, okay. This guy's a 0.8. I'm going to give him some space. So be sure and watch DGN tomorrow. Katrina is going to be carving up fairways and banging putts. And then the formal season will be over tomorrow and then the following day after this event. And then what do we do? I actually am not positive, but I think I get a couple months off work. Does anybody know how that works? It's kind of like summer for kids, right? If your job is in disc golf full time, don't you get a couple months off during the off season? With pay, obviously. At least I think that should be true. Now, the reality is we get into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the holidays, and it actually ramps up quite a bit. I also really want to try and make some more content in the off season with our team. I need to see who's going to be where and see if I can get in touch with some people, make some more videos. I'd love to see if Andrew could drive down. It'd be really fun to make a full series of putting tutorial videos. Now that he is the best putter in the world, obviously. That would be fun. We'll see. We'll see what we can do on that. All right. What are you guys' plans for the weekend? We're probably going to... I don't have the Ben with me today. We are potentially going to close this down a little earlier today and maybe not make it all the way to 5. By the way, Scott, if you're still around after I yelled at you earlier, which I don't blame you if you left, because I was very rude. But if you are still around, you should know that, yes, we are working on several other discs. You specifically asked about new mold. Nothing to report there, but there are lots of exciting things coming. And we continue to prove that to you. I say that every week, and then every couple weeks we release something new, special, limited edition, restock, what have you. I'm very proud of us. We are doing a lot and working very hard to get cool discs into y'all's hands. And you're doing your part. Thank you for supporting our company. Thanks for helping me keep my job, guys. Josefa or Joseph? I'm going to say Josefa. Are there discs for windy conditions? That is a great multi-layered question. And I would love to answer that in 2 ways. Yes, but it's not what you would think. And I actually learned this late. I need to make a video about this, actually, because the default answer that you get if you go ask that question online, what's the best disc for super windy conditions? The default answer is people start rattling off the most overstable discs in any certain lineup. And by now, some of you can see where I'm going with this. But Kelly, our team manager, totally changed my views on this when I said something like that to him. I said, well, we only bag overstable stuff. We're here in Kansas. It's 30 miles an hour wind all the time. And he said, and I'll never forget this, he said, so do you guys never throw, with that much wind, do you guys never throw in a tailwind, or are all of your courses designed to only throw into the wind? He's like, because you would also need really flippy stuff too, right? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why do those ideas not go hand in hand? I've heard it from retailers. Again, another local Kansas shop who was like, now listen, make sure that on this order, make sure it's just a bunch of overstable stuff, because we don't want to flippy things here in Kansas. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, that totally makes sense. But now looking back at it, I'm like, wait, no, it doesn't. If anything, in super windy conditions, you should probably bag more of the extreme stabilities. So you do need very overstable drivers. So the simple answer to your question, Josefa, is the DGA Hypercane which is an incredibly beefy, super fast distance driver, and then the DGA Sail or Vortex, which are both very flippy distance fairway drivers. In that one's a speed 11, one's a speed 7. So that no matter what wind you're throwing, if you're throwing into or away from, you'll always be prepared either way. And then a couple middle of the road discs. So that's the best answer that I can give you. And like I said, it's multifaceted because it's not just a simple, oh yeah, make sure you have beefy stuff anymore. It's like, well, make sure you're prepared with both very overstable and very understable discs. So Hypercane and Sail. Hypercane, Sail. Need to make the DGA web shop more European friendly. Toby, thank you for that feedback. We're always working on something, but we definitely are aware of and trying really hard to solve a couple challenges with the online shopping experience, actively working on those things. And the reason that we're aware of and the reason that we're working on trying to solve them is because nice people like you let us know that maybe things aren't working perfectly. So thank you for saying that. Who's got plans for this weekend? Is anyone playing discs? Is anyone playing disc golf this weekend? Anybody playing any events? Glow League, maybe? Ready to get your Quakes added to your Midnight Flyer setup for your Glow Leagues? We've been talking with UFC athlete Julian Marquez. He wants to come over and throw the Quakes around the Brickyard, which is the course here on this property. I just can't figure out how we would film it. I don't know that I've ever seen, without some pretty fancy technology, I don't know that I've seen a filmed glow round in such, filmed in such a way that anyone would actually care to watch it. Oh, nice. Ed's already playing a tournament this weekend. Round 1 was today. Is it a 3-round event then, Ed? Nice, Matthew. Shout out to Kalen Heminger. I always take a stab at names. It's ill-advised. I think I probably shouldn't, but I do. I'm going to say Kalen Heminger, and I would very much like your feedback on how close I was with that. Look. We talked about it last week, but guys, 10 for -1-1. So it's pretty fast, 10 speed. It's got a good amount of turn, but also some fade, and you can get some skip on the fades even after this is flexed, which is pretty cool. Hey, David, local Kansas Cityan. KCDG Club Championships. Nice work. Billy is going to collect one of those to help support Katrina and DGA. If anyone's willing to part with some Power Drive gum putts, nice. The OOP signature line disc. Holler at him. Pretty close? Okay. All right. I said Kalen Heminger. I can't see any other way to pronounce the first name. Callan? That doesn't seem right. Kayleen. If it's Kayleen, you're blocked. Please, if it's listen. Matthew. Probably, it might be a hard G though. Heminger. I was way off on Ed's name for quite a while. He was very patient with me to learn Ed Radakovitz's name. I thought it was... well, I can't even say it the other way now. Ed Radakovitz. I was saying Radakovitz, and it's Radakovitz. Oh, dang it, Toby. Muscle tear last week, so just rehab this weekend. Toby, you got to stop competing in those European arm wrestling challenges. Or are you in the... What was the slapping? I feel like I've seen some things from like, I don't know, Holland or something, where there's like a slapping competition. Is that what you're doing in your spare time? Okay. Oh, so we were close. Yes, and yes, Ed. First name is right, Kaylin. Last name was a less hard G, so it's not Heminger. It's just like Heminger. You just slur it a little bit. Just pretend you've had like 1.5 beers when you say my last name, and then the pronunciation is usually dead on. Matthew Havinger. I can't. I'm sorry. It's not professional anymore. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I think we should probably close it down. It's typically, we do have actually in our live stream bylaws, we have it written in that the second I start butchering people's names and making fun of the pronunciation of people's entire existences, that it's just an instant cutoff. So I will preclude the Shepherd's staff coming in and yanking me off screen, and just shut this thing down now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to put this up on screen one more time. This is we're going to announce more information on the commemorative disc for Katrina Allen winning the TPWDGC next week. We're going to release this stamp on Proline Flex Steady BLs and her go-to putter, the D-Line BL or the DLBL, which is very fun to say. We have the Midnight Flyer number 6 coming next week on the 20th. I believe that's Thursday. The global launch date for Midnight Flyer number 6. And then we have some other super fun things that we will be telling you about very soon. All right. Have a good weekend. Thank you, as always, for watching. It means a ton to me, even just if you turn the stream on and lurk the whole time. It really does mean a lot to me. And as long as you guys are showing up for this, we will keep doing it as often as we can. Have a great weekend. Throw DGA discs at DGA baskets. Peace out.